but gambling ordinary people's livelihoods just to save face. Now that's real stupidity. In my narrow opinion, if making life better for regular people means we have to crawl to make money, then so be it.
Now, as you guys
Man, I mean, he said it best. He was like, bro, if that means we got to bend the knee, so be it. But like, China does not have that strong foot that y'all think they do. It's like, trust me, they're not standing on 10, they're standing on one leg.
To people like United States of America and abusing the legal process in a way that is very advantageous to them and very unadvantageous to people like United States of America.
China steals somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 billion a year. You know, give or take a couple $100 billion. That was the assessment from John Ratcliffe when he was Director of National Intelligence in 2020, just before he left office. And, you know, this has been persistent. It's been going on for decades. And the issue really has been no American president has been willing to take the Chinese on this particular topic until Trump in this term. Not even Trump in the 45 years. It's Trump 47 who is really doing this. The context for this is that the Chinese regime believes the United States is an existential threat. It believes that.
Oh, guys, we got 15 super chats until we open up the call-in line. And trust me, guys, we're in for the long runs. We got plenty of time.
Not because of anything that we say or do, Piers, but because of who we are. You have an insecure regime in Beijing is worried about the inspirational impact of America's values and form of governance on the Chinese people. So that means we will never have amicable relations with Beijing as long as the Communist Party rules it. That's not a conclusion that most people want to hear. It's not a conclusion that President Trump wants to hear. But when he tried a trade deal with China in January 2020, just before the pandemic, the Phase 1 trade pact, it failed almost immediately because the Chinese violated it. And they'll continue to violate it because...
That's the problem. It's like, you guys want to keep saying, oh, no, we should play fair with China. China don't play fair. Oh, we should play fair with these countries. Why are we doing this to them? Because they don't play fair with us. I mean, it's not just China that don't play fair when it comes to trade. This is why we're playing hardball with the world, because the world is playing hardball with us. And we was being a little too soft on them, holding all the leverage, though. So now we got to show our hand.
They believe that...
And put foots on necks. And put foots on necks.
They must destroy our country. I don't like that conclusion, but unfortunately, we have got to face what the Chinese regime says and does. We ignored Osama bin Laden. We ignored him until one day when he killed 2,977 Americans. And then we said, how did that happen? Well, we can't afford to do that with China because China is so much more powerful than Al-Qaeda ever was.
Good point.
I mean, Cenk, you're shaking your head, but why?
Yeah, so China has ripped us off. They have a partner here in America that I'll get to in a second. But we don't need this weirdo militaristic talk about China. We could just keep it to economic competition and sometimes, by the way, economic cooperation. And look, guys, we all seem to agree we need to deal with China.
Bro, hold on now. Big dog, you cannot pretend like this is not a national security problem. Like the fact that we don't have our manufacturing of our, like, honestly, our medication and our weapons or our battleships here, like, yeah, bro, it's not just an economic battle we're having. They are a military adversary. So here's the problem. If they're producing more weapons than we are, or if these guys are, well, producing our weapons, it's not a good look, or it's not a good thing if we ever popped off a war with them or with their allies. And they decided to take the side of their allies. And we're like, well, we're just going to stop sending stuff to you guys. What you're going to do, build your own? You kind of see where we've kind of left ourselves in a vulnerable position military-wise, but they've left themselves in a vulnerable position economic-wise. I guess if you're a consumer nation, you kind of leave yourself vulnerable to military. And then when you're a, well, producing nation, you leave yourself open through, well, economics.
Over tariffing us and getting an unfair advantage. The right way to do that is to